back to my YouTube channel. My name is Abisola Praise. I film about faith, lifestyle, and everything in between. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please share with your friends. Please like this video, and thank you very much for clicking on this video. Okay, first of all, you guys, before I dive into this video, who knows what is different about me today? Oh my god, you guys, so I've been on a wild, not necessarily wild, but I've been trying to try new things and all of that, and colored hair, you guys, colored hair. I have uncolored hair. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I want to do more of it, but I've just been boxed into black and just a little shade of brown here and there. But let's see how this goes. I mean, if you like it, please leave a comment in the comment section telling me that you like the hair. Okay, I actually like it. It's really pretty, but it is way out of my comfort zone. But I mean, try out your other new things. Okay, so moving on. So today I'm going to be talking about Gen Zs. I saw something online and I just had to talk about it, okay, because we have been accused a whole lot. Okay, let me not say accused, but we've been said to be the kind of generation that, according to what I saw, less educated and depressed, and a whole lot of those things. People have negative things to say about Gen Zs, and I don't know why. Okay, let me not say I don't know why, but I feel like most of it are unfair. So you know what? Just keep watching. So I'm going to read this straight from Instagram. I don't know if, let me see if I can. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I saw this somewhere. It says a California high school teacher claims Generation Z is less educated, more depressed, and without values compared to other generations. What do you guys think? Before I continue, what do you guys think? I think you should leave your comments and let's see what you guys think about what this man have told us and what he has said. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave the comment right here. I'm going to leave the post right here. Okay, so I'm just going to read it real quick. Every generation looks slightly different, from baby boomers, blah, blah, blah. Let me just move on to say, so the high school teacher said today's youngsters are barren of the behavior, values, and hopes from which human beings have traditionally found higher meaning or even simple contentment. Okay, so he shares why he feels the Generation Z is less educated, depressed, and or without values. He says that he explains that several reasons. His students were able to identify celebrities successfully: Kendall Jenner, Miley Cyrus, but not policymakers like former Vice President Mike Pence or House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. So that's the reason why he said we're less educated and we're depressed. Okay, so when I was doing that, I just you know what, I'm gonna read the comments, because it's comments that I used to gung. So a lot of people were saying different things. Some people said it's obvious, some people said it's true, some people said it's the older generation's fault, some people said he's lying, he's not lying, and a whole lot of that. Why some people gave it to him hot, what are you talking about? What's your business? Okay, let me say what's your business, but I mean, that's just totally unfair and very uncalled for. Someone said they're definitely not less educated, and that is why they are depressed. They're exposed to more than any other generation before them. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? You know what, I'm not reading any other comments. I'm just going to drive on to my own comments. And when I saw this, I was like, you know what, let's talk about it here. Okay, so we have different generations over time. So we had like 5 generations. We had the traditionally, that's like 1945 before. We had baby boomers who are like 1946 to 1965. We have generation X, we have generation Y, and we have Gen Z. The generation Y guys are the millennials. For one reason or the other, millennials are said to be like the most valued generation and the ones that, I don't know, everything worked out for or something. And for another reason, Gen Zs are the ones with the problem. We are the ones that have problem. It says, so Gen Zs are from 1996 to 2015. Okay, so it would be very wrong for me to say that we do not have our disadvantages. We have our disadvantages and we have our advantages, but I would say with my full chest that the disadvantages are lesser than the advantages. I mean, like, the advantages sort of override the disadvantage in the long run. Now I'm just going to list out a few of the disadvantages and a few of the advantages. Okay, so one disadvantage is that the internet is all we listen to. The people on the internet, the people on social media are the ones that we listen to. I don't care what you're saying, Google didn't say that, so we can be bothered. Okay, this social media influencer that I listen to do not do that, so I'm not going to do it as well. And a whole lot of those things, because we are exposed to so much on the internet, so much on social media, and it comes with it. Okay, we are the generations that do not know how life works without the internet or without social media. So you cannot take it away from us. And for one reason or the other, screen time actually takes up like a whole lot of our lives. Okay, we are quite bold and we are open-minded, and adults and older people tend to see this as disrespect and being rude. Now, I'm not going to even sugarcoat anything. We can be disrespectful and we can be rude, especially to older people, when we feel like our opinions are being disregarded and when they're not listening. They don't listen. Okay, or some people, I don't know if I should generalize this, but a whole lot of millennials, basically, which are our parents, do not listen because they just feel like you're being rude. Well, I would say that most times our approach is usually not the best. There's no even lie. It is not, but at the same time, we're just talking. If you just listen, I mean, we are prone to emotional and mental breakdowns, and that is why you hear a lot of people saying, oh, I'm feeling depressed, or I'm depressed about something, because for one reason or the other, something is different from what we want. I don't know if I'm making sense. Things are not just working out the way that we expect it to work out, and because there is a lot of pressure coming from different places, and especially social media, which we cannot avoid, you begin to break down and you begin to feel depressed. All of these things are coming together. All of these things that older people term as disrespect, being depressed, or bad attitudes and all of that, is stemmed from different places. It's coming from parents. It is coming from different things, basically, and we want a certain thing, but our world, our society is not allowing it, and it is causing a whole disarray of emotions. Okay, so it is hard. I'm not even going to lie, it is. Let's not even talk about social media pressure. That is a whole topic on its own, for goodness sake. Now let's look at it. And let's be very honest with ourselves. I'm just a regular teenager, okay? And I go online and I see all of these things that people my age, people younger than me, are doing, and I feel like I'm not up to it, or I have not started scratching the surface, or I feel like someone else's life is better than mine. Now, that is a wrong perspective, but it cannot be helped because you are seeing other people live particular lives that you want, but for one reason or the other you don't get it. How is that our fault? It takes a certain knowledge, it takes a certain maturity for you to know that the grass is not always greener on the other side, and to know that you cannot do anything about it, and you should just work your way through your life and live your life as best as you can. See, ignorance is bliss. Okay, sometimes I used to say that the people of the Bible had it better. That's too far. People of the older generations had it better than us. It is very possible that these guys just see, like, that is why you have local champions. Okay, you're in your own neighborhood, you are good at what you do, so everybody thinks that you are the best, and you also think that you are the best because you are not even open to any other thing. But we know that where we are, you think you are the best, you feel you are the best, but you feel like you are not enough. You have all of these insecurities because when you go online, you see people younger than you or your age mates doing so much more than yourself. And of course, learn from me. That's what they would say. Learn from people. Let this person be your role model and all of that. But at the same time, come on, be factual. You think that you should be able to do better, and you begin to feel depressed and overwhelmed by a whole lot of things, and you feel like you're not enough, and insecurities here and there. That's why I said ignorance is bliss. Okay, so with all of these things going on in different places, it is okay to say yes, Gen Zs actually do have a problem to a certain extent. But now let's move on to the advantages. Oh, for God's sakes, there are a whole lot of advantages to us. Older generation, you guys need to stop looking. You need to start looking past our bad attitudes and actually commend us for the things that we do. And I'm not just even talking because I'm a Gen Z. I'm actually talking from the place of it's not fair. People tend to dwell on your mistakes and on your bad attitudes than on the good things that you have achieved. I know Gen Zs are open-minded. You're open to take up a whole lot of things, and it comes with maturity. Then you begin to filter. But the point is, the world is your oyster. You can practically do a whole lot of things. We defy the status quo. We defy traditions. We defy the fact that you don't have to go to school to actually be very successful. This is why when you're probably a content writer, you're a social media manager, you are work that you would do from home, your parents will say go and get a job. You don't have a job. A 9 to 5, as far as they're concerned, is what makes you successful. But we all know that is actually not what it is. You can sit down in your house and make more money than a 9 to 5er is going to make in a whole month. Okay, so we defy the status quo. We can tell you that we don't want to get married. It becomes a problem because you feel like, oh, I don't want to get I'm not saying that most of our ideals and most of the things that we think about is the rightest things, but I'm just saying that we should be allowed to explore our options and explore whatever we want to do to a certain extent. Okay, not without guidance, but to a certain extent, just to fight against the things that older generations have seemed to be normal, have deemed to be something they're supposed to cope with. We begin to fight against racism. We begin to fight against sexism. We begin to fight against inequality. And begin to fight against body shaming and all of these things. And people just feel like it is wrong to try to do better because that is not how things are done, or that is not how they are used to. Oh, for God's sakes, seriously. Now I have listed out a whole lot of things. I know. Now, am I saying that Gen Zs are always right and we do not have our own faults? No, I am saying that we should be allowed to make mistakes, and we should be allowed to do things with guidance and not necessarily with rules and regulations. Now, let me be very practical now. This hair that is on my head, because of its color, to some people I'm probably going to be antagonized because of it, because it is not black or a dark brown or something. Probably going to be like, I feel like my mother is going to come for me. In all honesty, Gen Zs have more advantages and more disadvantages. We are open to a whole lot of things, and it makes it a little difficult for us to cope. So our lack of maturity to some things do not allow us to handle it properly. So when older people begin to feel like we have a problem, I know, yes we do, but if you guide us properly without having to stomp on our opinions and our decisions, without having to make us feel like our opinions are not valid and our feelings are not valid, then there is a problem. Then we're going to have to work on it, okay? In conclusion, I am a Gen Z and I am happy to be. I embrace our flaws and our mistakes and even our bad habits, and we intend to change them as we grow up and we hone our skills and accept all of these things with our full chest. There's another generation of children that are going to come after us. What are they even going to call them? When we already said, what are they going to call them? Conclusion is, raise a kid with the utmost fear of God. Raise a kid to know God as a father and a friend, and not as a dictator and as a punisher of wrongdoings. Let them know that having a relationship with God is not just is not a religion. Christianity is not a religion. It is a lifestyle and something they should walk by. Okay? And that everything that they see on the internet is to be filtered. But allow a child to fly. Allow it. Do not restrict us. We want to do a whole lot of things. We have all of these ideas in our head and we do not want restrictions. All we need is guidance and advice, and when you make your mistake you would realize it. That is how people grow. For goodness sake, stop telling us that we're less educated because we don't know the person that was president in 1945. I mean, like, for goodness sake, if I don't know that and I do a particular service or I offer service to someone that's going to pay me $1,000, it's not better. If I don't know the president in 1960, I do know the president in 1960, but the fact I don't know current affairs is not going to stop someone that is going to pay me for my work to pay me for my work. I think I have rambled in this video for too long, so I'm just going to stop here. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends, and leave a comment in the comment section on how you like my hair and about the comment of this thing, okay? So until my next video, stay safe. Bye bye.